Well, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to another Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications because the season's beginning and you do not want to miss a single episode of what he has to talk about during this season.
Well, I know they missed us. They had to miss us because we was giving good knowledge, and I bet you they got bored missing us for this last week. But hey, we're about to ramp it up. The season opener is coming. We got a lot to say today.
Yeah, it's finally here. The wait is over. The Falcons host the Philadelphia Eagles at the Mercedes-Benz Sunday at 1. The Falcons have played them 36 times, including the playoffs. Terrence has played in 5 of those games with a 3-2 record against the Eagles. Matter of fact, his first game against Philly as a Falcon, he had 10 catches, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Dude, I remember that. I do remember that game. 10 catches. Woo, that was a day, man. That was a day. That was my day, one of my debuts here in Atlanta, and I loved it. It was a great game. It's always a great atmosphere when you play a NFC East team. You know, it's going to be a physical game whatsoever. But, you know, at the end of the day, here it is, William. All off season, I have been beating this franchise up from top to bottom. I've been beating them up. And everybody, every time the camera comes on, people go, oh, here he comes. He's about to throw them up under the bus. But today is a different story. I'm going in a whole different direction. I'm not talking about what we didn't see, what we need to see, or what I believe is going to happen, and what trying to think about what Arthur Smith is going to do and Dean Pease is going to do and all those things. I can't worry about that. I'm going to worry about numbers. Here's the numbers for the Falcons to win. They're going to have to run the ball by committee and rush the ball for over 150 yards. They're going to have to also throw the ball efficiently and effectively with a high 60, low 70% completion rate, maybe 250 to 300 yards. They're going to have to be efficient on third down, 40% or more. They're going to have to be efficient in the red zone, which about 85% plus or more. And they're going to have to create some big plays. Also, they can't turn the ball over. And I think offensively, you'll be fine. I'm not worried about the defense as much because what I've seen in the defense is they're going to cause havoc. To beat the Philadelphia Eagles, this defense is going to have to make them one-dimensional. And one-dimensional is take away the run and make Jalen Hurts beat you. And I don't think they have enough weapons to do that. So, and I think that if you force him to throw the football with all the schemes that Pease has of getting to the quarterback, it's going to confuse this young quarterback. And I really truly believe the Falcons team will win this football game.
Yeah, the Falcons to open up the season is not a super hard opponent. It's a game they could win and should be able to win. I still have my concerns as far as what the offense is going to look like with the starters. But rightfully so. I'm just, don't know what Matt and Arthur Smith have cooked up. They released the final depth chart. Were you concerned with our offensive line and where we're going to be at? The rookie Jalen Mayfield is starting.
Well, that was going to be my next point right there. Great segue there. I think the success of this football team, not only against the Philadelphia Eagles, but during the football season, is the offensive line. That's the biggest question. Are there one hand in a glove right now, thinking on the same page, going in the same directions, working together cohesively and to be dominant in the run game and to protect Matt Ryan? That's going to be the key to this game and the key to the success of the Falcons this football season. Because as you know, with this 2 tight end, 3 tight end system at times, they're going to have to run the football. But here it is. You have 5 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends, that's seven men to block. You have an opportunity to have a really, really good running game. If Mike Davis is the player that we believe that he is, and the other guys that behind him. One name that we haven't talked about a lot this offseason is Patterson. Patterson is an X factor, not only in the run game, but in the pass game and in the return game. This guy could be the key to the success of this Atlanta Falcons offense and this team.
Do I was going to ask you a question about they named the captains yesterday. How big a deal is it to be named the captain of a team? Is that
Well, it is a big deal because it's an honor coming from your teammates.
Mhm.
Um, and at the end of the day, you want to feel that they can trust you and believe in you, not only on the field but in the locker room whatsoever. The captain should be that guy that is strong-willed enough to pull a team together to take them in the direction they need to go, no matter what position it is. And the captains were picked, and I guess the players in that locker room felt those five guys deserved to be the captains, and that they can be the leaders of the football team, and so on. So, come that responsibility is that you have to be the same every day. You can't be up one day, down another day. You can't take a day off and then decide you want to turn it on. You have to be that dude every single day. And on the football field, if you're not vocal, by your actions. If you vocal, say the right things to uplift your teammates, and be that liaison to the head coach when needs to be. And that's what a captain is.
so? Is there I know you already gave your expectations of what the Falcons need to do to win, but is there something you looking forward to seeing from these starters come Sunday?
I want to see the Matt Ryan Kyle Pitts connection. You got to understand, this is the closest thing that he's had to Tony Gonzalez in years. And he loved Tony Gonzalez. And if this guy can be half the player his rookie year as Tony was, you're going to see a great offensive performance, not only this week, but by the whole season from this Falcons team. Because you got to understand, if you have a guy that can play in the middle of the field and get down the middle of the field, that's going to occupy safeties.
Yeah.
And that creates one-on-one matchups for Gage and Ridley. So it all works hand in hand. But at the same time, you're gonna have to run the ball at some point and be very effective in the run game. But I hope here's the thing that I hope that does not happen in this game. That you want to prove a point that you can run the football and we're gonna pound it, pound it, pound it, where you mess around and let this game slip away by just trying to prove a point. You got to understand this. With this Falcons fan base, it you can't come out as the Falcons offense, three plays a punt,
Yeah.
because you're gonna hear it. And now, psychic saying from a new head coach, from offensive coordinator to a new offensive scheme, the key to see how do you come back from that? Do you come back on the next series and give an 8 to 10 play drive and punch it in for a touchdown? Then all is forgotten. But you're gonna have to, in your first two drives, you're gonna have to put up some points and preferably touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. Because if not, it's all those that preseason talk is going to come back to bite them.
Right.
First thing that's going to come in anybody's mind is like, well, there they go, playing flat. So yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I hope they do come out hot, at least that first and second drive, and keep that momentum going. It's going to be exciting to see. I'm excited to see what Mike Davis, like you said about the running game. I want to see if Arthur Smith is going to be able to implement. I know he's not Derrick Henry, but implement that
Yes.
style that maybe
Right.
uh,
Right.
that we can keep the defense honest and open up that play action format,
Right.
Ryan.
Right. Well, here's the thing, William, is this. And I'm gonna go to the defensive side of the ball. I remember us talking about alignment, assignment, energy, execution, all those things.
Mhm.
And so far, I've seen that from this defense. They play with a lot of enthusiasm. They play with passion. They fly around. It looks like they're having fun. Uh, Offensively, I haven't seen that yet. I've seen methodical movements, almost like robotic whatsoever. So, what I need to see from this offense is an excited, passionate group of guys flying around, having fun, playing football. Look, your old regime is gone. You don't have to play like that anymore. This regime wants you to play with some energy, high energy. And that's what you need to see. And if you do that and you're out there having fun, the execution will happen, the alignment will happen, the assignments will happen, and the energy will happen, and you score points and you're having fun and you win the football game. But if you come out and just try to be so perfect and methodical, this is not what this football team is. This is not what the makeup of the core of this football team. This is not who your quarterback is. Your quarterback likes to play fast and throw the ball around and get the ball into the playmaker's hands. And that's what you have to do with Matt Ryan.
That's one thing, yeah, that you just brought up made me think is like Matt Ryan has always been typical best in a no hurry up. I mean, a hurry up offense.
Yeah,
Like you said, a fast
yeah,
pace.
yeah,
He excels in that. I
yeah.
hope they have that in there because they used to disappoint me in the old regime. They would hit,
Yeah, they never did it. Yeah,
yeah,
a lot.
and the only time they would hit it, and that's why you notice the Falcons had kind of come back late in the game because when they go to the no huddle,
Mm-hmm.
starting to click, and then at that point, it's
Yeah,
coming
you
back.
can't wait till the fourth quarter to go into a no huddle offense because now the defense is in the prevent. They know you're gonna throw the ball. Now the pass rush is coming. You have to do it early in the game. I'm not saying all the time, but you got to pick your points where you want to do it to get the pace up, to get the other team tired,
Yeah.
and to where they gonna have to stay in their base defense that they can't do anything but stay vanilla doing that drive. They can't blitz. They can't substitute. They got to play base defense, and you just come out no huddle and up and down the field and get some points on the board.
Yeah, I see the Falcons. We put Sheffield on the injured reserve, so
I seen that.
um, that's a vital position in the corner role, and as well as the safeties. I thought maybe Richie Grant might have got the nod, but I see he's backing up as well
Yeah.
on the depth chart. What do you like about the defensive secondary? Do you think that they need to that changes are needed, or what would?
Well, I think they're solid. They're not great yet, but I think they're solid. I think they'll be much better because there's going to be some pressure on the quarterback and they're going to be allowed to make some plays. I don't think that they're going to have to be covering for 4 or 5 seconds as they did in the past. I think that they're going to be able to be aggressive and make plays. I like, I like Terrell. I like what is it, Moreau.
Yeah.
I like I like him, and then the veterans at the safety position. That's what Dean Pease wants. He wants veterans out there on that football field. And he got veterans out there that can understand the scheme and play fast and hard and not scared.
And it's funny you said fast because I was thinking of Dan Reeves' whole thing, fast and physical, which they kind of got away from the slogans. It looks like they're trying to bring back the Dirty Bird
Yeah.
slogan. What do you think about that?
You know what? I've seen that all week whatsoever, and I've seen it on social media. People have said "Dirty Bird" since
It's
1984, "Dirty Bird" since 1990, "Dirty Bird." But here's the thing, William. The Dirty Bird didn't exist in 1998. So if you wasn't a Dirty Bird, if you was a Dirty Bird before 1998, the terminology, the slogan did not exist before then. In 1998, the Dirty Birds existed with that 14-2 team, which is the most disrespected team in NFL history and in Atlanta franchise history. 14-2. Unexpectedly went into Minnesota, beat them in a 15-1 Minnesota football team in their place to go to the Super Bowl. And we're still, here we are in 2021, is still the most disrespected team in franchise history and in NFL history. When you bring the Dirty Bird back, you need to bring back one of its originals to kick off the slogan. And if you didn't bring Jamal Anderson back to do the Dirty Bird dance for you to kick off this new era of the Dirty Birds, shame on you. Shame on you. But guess what? I'm glad you did bring it back because what it does is it brings back the memories of that era. And it gives me a whole lot of joy because I was part of that era and I know what we did. I know when it started with OJ Santiago when we went up to Foxborough to beat the Patriots. And he walked in the locker room and says, "How about them Dirty Birds?" And then that's when it hit. And he did the first Dirty Bird dance when he got in the end zone and flapped his wings. The next week, Jamal took it to a whole different level. Only he could do that. He took it to a whole different level. And that's when the Dirty Bird was born. And I look, I get it. I love it. Something to hold on. Because guess what? You do this, you get rid of that slogan of brotherhood. Ugh.
Yeah.
Bring back the Dirty Birds when it was a good time, when it was a party in the stadium, when the players had charisma and character and it flew around and the fans loved them because of that. And they played hard and they played for each other and the fans felt like they were part of the team and everything that we were doing. That's what the Dirty Bird slogan means. It's not just a slogan to say Dirty Birds, it's a whole family of birds together, down and dirty, trying to reach a goal of being champions. That's what the Dirty Bird means. You just don't say the slogan. You got to understand what it means, the history of it, how it was born, and what it meant in 1998 for this Atlanta Falcon franchise.
Well, since they've been marketing this, have they reached out to you or if any of your colleagues about this? I guess not.
Really? No, no. Jamal did a challenge.
I
I
saw
just seen it this
Twitter.
morning to Mike Davis. Bring the
Yes.
Dirty Bird dance back. Jamal does it so smooth. He looked like BBD or New Edition when he does that. And I love to see him do that. It's so smooth, man. Nobody else can do it like Jamal Anderson. I don't know why you won't fly him in for Sunday's game
Mm-hmm.
and he gets to in one of the end zones and do the dance. Oh, in this number 32 jersey. It will be ballistic. So the crowd will go crazy. I'm telling you, show a highlight of him running over somebody
Yeah.
and then simultaneously him doing a dirty bird in the end zone and on the screen in a game. Oh my God, that's PR genius right there.
That
That's
probably
PR. I'm giving you something, Falcons. I'm giving you something. This is the way to kick off your 2021 season right there.
I agree. First off, they're probably going to steal that idea. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, you know they are.
Second, they should at least bring all of y'all in. The same if they're going to use that slogan. I feel like they should. They have to. It's only right. And I saw Chuck. He was talking about it as well on Twitter yesterday.
Well, I think some of the true diehard fans, some of the fans that has been with this organization from the beginning, the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s, all the way up to the 2021, is going to bring it up because at the end of the day, that's when 98 was when the Atlanta Falcons organization became a household name in the NFL and across the country. It was with that 98 team and the Dirty Birds. The Dirty Birds. Wow. Dirty Birds. Man, you don't know. It's one of those things because in my house in certain places, I look at, the time where I played and all that stuff and look at it. And it's just one of those things that we are very proud of. That 98 team, we're very proud of what we accomplished that year. Uh, and it's just ironic. We went 14-2. That's probably one of the top 5 or 10 records all time in a regular season for an NFL franchise, and we're the most unappreciated 14-2 team of all times. Not only in the NFL, but in Falcon history.
Yeah.
In Falcon history. And I think, you say it's just a record. Yeah, but we know what we've done. You said, why are you making a big deal of it? Uh, it's it's really not a big deal, but for us who lived it, for us who played that season, for all that we had to endure together, it's a proud moment for us. It's a proud moment for us.
Why do you think that maybe some of the fans aren't familiar with this? Is because they kind of brushed the Dirty Birds under the rug and forgot about them?
Well, it's almost like uh, the depth of this franchise started with Michael Vick,
Mhm.
and it was prior to Michael Vick where this franchise grew to national level.
Let
And
me
now you,
on that moment right there, just to throw this little piece in, because part of the Dirty Bird thing they're marketing, they got Vic coming in
I seen that.
for a celebration. But you're
I
right,
I
he
I,
wasn't
I
part
seen
of the
that.
Dirty Birds.
No, see, that's the problem right there. It is, as I said, the franchise started supposedly when Arthur Blank bought the team and Michael Vick was his quarterback. Anything prior to that did not matter and does not matter. And people say, "Oh, you no, I don't have any hard feelings. I'm just stating facts
Yeah.
because we were part of the pre-Michael Vick era, and we know how we're treated. We know how we feel whatsoever. Oh yeah, they call us to do appearances whatsoever, this and that, but they don't celebrate those teams. Those teams, they don't celebrate those future Hall of Famers, Mike Ken, Jesse Tugwell. They don't celebrate those guys. They don't do that. Those guys need to be celebrated. They in the ring of honor. They need to be celebrated more. They need to be pushed more to be on the ballot of the Hall of Fame and eventually get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And that comes from your organization and the writers here in Atlanta. But if you distance yourself from your past, it will catch up to you at some point. It will catch up to you at some point. And my mom has always told me this: until you do right by others, right won't be done to you. And I truly believe that.
This is a crazy one because I want to bring it up now that you said that. Fans, not most real Falcon fans, but people who just like to stir up controversy. They typically say the Falcons are not going to do well until they do right by Michael Vick because
Mhm.
of the. What do you have to say to that? Because I think it's preposterous, me personally. Even though I am still a Michael Vick fan, but what happened happened. You can't
Right,
really, in my opinion, put that on uh, the owner and the teams.
right, right. Well, I think it's not about that. I think that uh, the relationship between Michael Vick and Arthur Blank has been mended
Mhm.
whatsoever, and I think that's the most important thing about it. He's still one of the most beloved players to ever play for the Atlanta Falcons. Um, he's still a public figure wherever he goes. You got to understand this guy, just by putting on that logo, uh, cause waiting lists for
Season.
season tickets. That has never happened in the Falcons' history. When this guy went on the road, other stadiums was filled because they wanted to see him play.
Mhm.
This was an icon. This was the face of the NFL in the early 2000s. And I think that I don't know what they mean do right by him. Um, I don't know if he goes, does he has the numbers to go in the ring of honor? I think there's been others that other quarterbacks that play that has better numbers, but no
Mhm.
one has been more exciting than Michael Vick. So it's one of those things that, hey, if he would have played another 5 or 6 years here, he would probably be in a Hall of Fame right now. But it just circumstances happened and it didn't happen.
And I guess the fans. I guess my whole point bringing that up is because the fans, like you said, they just maybe do right by the '98 Dirty Birds. To
Well,
me,
well, at the end of the day, you don't have to.
yeah.
I really don't care if you do or you don't.
Mhm.
Just like, it bothered me in 2002, 2003 when you decided not to retire me as an Atlanta Falcon when I asked you to. That's when I knew, hey, this is a business. Whoever owns a team, runs a team, they can do whatever they want to do with their team. Once you're done, you're done. I had a great run. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm still a dirty bird for life, and I'm still support the players on that football field. Um, but at the end of the day, you got to understand. Look, I played my time, and I did my time. I played the best that I can. I hope the fans appreciate it and my teammates appreciate it more than anything. So, as long as people know what I've done, and they appreciate what I've done, I'm good with that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like me personally, I feel like they should bring all you in, especially with them doing this marketing and selling T-shirts with the Dirty Bird slogan on it and all this. I feel like that's only right. It's just
Well, yeah, I guess if you look at it in that respect, it is. But come on, man. You
yeah,
know, look, we've been a part of we've been part of this franchise as players. We've been part of this franchise as former players and fans now of this of the Falcons, and what has happened since we've been gone and what's been done since we've been gone. We don't expect it. We don't expect it to bring it in. It was funny because one of my teammates say every if when the Falcons lose their third game, if they ever lose their third game, we're gonna toast because that means our record is still intact at 14-2 for the regular season. So you
yeah,
know we got to hold on to something, William.
yeah,
We got to hold on to something because if we don't, uh, what we did, we feel like it's lost. It's all in vain.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that they are at least bringing it back up because regardless of, like I said, they bring you in, people are going to ask questions. Where did the Dirty Bird come from?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
speaking about the younger generation of
Right.
Falcon fans who
Right.
didn't know. Now they're asking their parents or
Yeah. Yeah.
friends and stuff
Yeah.
questions about it. So it's definitely
Yeah.
getting brought up. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that uh, people are looking at the old highlights and pulling up to
Right.
find out who those Dirty Birds really were.
Right.
I've kind of already mentioned the throwback earlier. I wanted to ask you more about that Philly game that you showed out in. What was it like?
Man, it was amazing. I wouldn't say that that game was my coming out party, but it was one of those games that showed that in crucial situations and clutch situations that I could come through.
Mhm.
Uh, I remember the last touchdown I scored. I think it put us up. Um, you know, I didn't realize I caught 10 balls until you mentioned it. Sometimes when you do things, you don't realize it until it's over. You're
Mhm.
just out there playing. And, that year for me was one that was amazing. It was my breakout year. It was my fifth year in the league. I just came from the Jets as a free agent. And, you know, I did things that I knew I could do, but I never dreamed that I would catch over 100 balls and 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns in a season. So it was one of those things. I was just playing football, having fun. I prepared myself for that moment, for that time, um, and that was my time. And it was a great experience. Great experience.
And the next time that you played them, I mean, you still had caught 7 balls and had another touchdown in that game as well.
It just, you know what?
It was like
It
you
was a it
really,
was a challenge because you got to understand. Uh, Troy Vincent was a number one draft pick, at corner. That defense was supposedly one of the best defenses in the NFL at the time. And you were playing against the best. It was the Eagles. You was playing against the best. Household name, the Philadelphia Eagles. And just to get opportunity to play against teams like that, with historic franchises, yeah, it was it was like me it was a dream because as a kid I saw myself playing in the NFL against teams like that. So it was just like a dream come true. I was a kid for 13 years in the NFL. I just was amazed that I had an opportunity to do something that I said I was going to do at age 6 and playing with some of the best to ever play the game that now are Hall of Famers. And I've had football cards of some of the guys I played against. And it was and with and it's and it was just a phenomenal time, man. I never took it for granted. I never talked. I never. It was never ever about me. Ever about me. And I loved the game. I respected the game, and I played it at the highest level.
yeah. And I see you got that jersey behind you. So a kid from Redan to do all that. That's amazing.
Redan High School, Stone Mountain, Georgia, class of 1985. Yes. Can you believe that? Like, just right up the road, right up the road.
And that's a dream in itself, to be able to play high school and then play
Yeah,
for the professional team
yeah,
in your city. So I know that
yeah.
that's amazing. I know you
And
all.
it's you don't understand because you go places sometime and older gentlemen will say to you, "Hey, I remember watching you playing quarterback at Redan High School. I remember you at Pantherville Stadium, at Memorial Stadium, playing quarterback at Redan High School." And I'm like, "What?" So, that stuff is amazing to me, man, that people followed your career from when you were uh 15, 16, 17, all the way up until you retired. That's just, it's mind-boggling.
Did you? This is a crazy question, but I just always pass Lakewood Stadium. It's so massive. Did you ever play there?
I played there, yeah. We played Douglas there. We played there over there before. Yeah,
Okay.
I played in that stadium. Yes.
So it was still the same when you were there.
Yeah, the turf was different. The turf is better now. Back then the turf was just concrete with a little bit of
Yeah.
carpet on it.
Stands. It was large like that.
Yeah, it was large like that. Yes.
The games were packed out.
Games packed out, man. I'm telling you, man. People don't understand high school football. I mean, high school football is big now, but in DeKalb County, DeKalb County was what Gwinnett County is right now.
Okay.
And it was just amazing time. Every time you played in front of the full house.
Yeah, I know that had to be a special feeling because I'm like, man, that's a lot of people to be watching
Yeah,
you in high school.
yeah, 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 yeah.
What else you got for us?
You know what? I don't have much else. Right now, here we are. This is football related. Here we are, uh, about to go into the first game of the season of a 17 game season. And what I say is be patient with this Atlanta Falcons football team. It's going to take them a minute to gel, to get themselves together. I hope it doesn't take long for them to move to where they want to go. Here's the thing, as I talked about uh, disrespect and unrespected, this Atlanta Falcons football team, no one respects them right now. No one believes that they can win right now. I heard today that they're in rebuilding. They're in rebuilding. You don't, and that makes no sense because I don't believe that. You don't rebuild with a veteran quarterback, a former MVP quarterback, a former Super Bowl playing quarterback. You don't rebuild with that. So I think here's a chance for the Falcons to sneak up on some people and sitting there in the middle of the season on the verge of not only winning the division, but getting into the playoffs.
All right. Um, Falcons, I hope y'all win Sunday. Now, I want to let everybody know we're moving to a new day. So this is the last time that you'll see us on Friday because the season's starting. We want to
Yes.
make sure that you get everything fresh from Terrence. So you can check us out on Tuesdays starting next week, right after this Philly game on Sunday.
Yes.
We're going to be right back on Tuesday.
Right. Most,
So if you wait
most
too long
definitely.
to watch this episode, the new one will be out by then.
Get by then, for sure.
And I'm gonna have highlights and stuff for Terrence to break down for you all. So he's gonna give you some of that insight.
Hey, questions. Y'all gotta have questions. You're gonna have questions after this game. Send them in so we can answer them.
Do that, everybody. Y'all have a great day. See y'all Tuesday.
Peace.